I present this with some trepidation.
Okay.
Because I feel like we may be obligated to end the show forever after we play this clip. We have reached the pinnacle. It's not going to get any better for the mockery portion of the show.
Yes.
Dave Rubin, who was at one time, and I think still fancies himself to be a comedian. I have all the respect in the world for former comedians who come in and become political commentators. Some of my best friends were former comedians and political commentators. Like, you know me. Like
someone's right. Your best friend is you. Well, that makes sense.
But also, I worked with Al Franken. Al Franken, very successful comedian, then became a great political commentator, and then became a very actually respected senator. Had to resign, or chose to resign because of some charges, which about inappropriate touching or mocking a woman on a USO tour. But so I think there is grounds for people to do this. But Dave Rubin, not only is he a bad political commentator, he is also a bad comedian, even if he's not a former comedian. I mean, aside from the fact, yes, I know he had no success. That's not the issue. I know a lot of people who are very funny who have had no commercial success. But he is uniquely unfunny in this clip. He is,
and in general, and we should just say, like, there's an effort on the right wing to make their content comedic. Steven Crowder engages in some of this. To me, this appears like Rubin is trying to get in on the Crowder energy.
Yeah, somebody said to Dave, why don't you go back to your comedic roots and drop some comedy in?
Yeah, like the last liberal thing, you've kind of sucked that bone dry. Now, basically, you could get in on the Crowder game. You could
tap that skill set.
I have a prediction. Right. After you see this video, you can decide whether you agree with me or not. That if Dave Rubin continues to do comedy or attempt to, he will hire a writer. Here is Dave Rubin.
Just to set the scene, we come in on a clip of The View where Anna Navarro and Whoopi Goldberg are talking about how Tulsi Gabbard needs to be investigated for being a Russian asset, and Dave uses that as an opportunity for comedy. We
brace yourselves
judge it based on
for
that.
this historic clip.
Exists on Twitter, and the fact that we're giving her oxygen is what makes her relevant, that we're talking about her on hot topics. But on the other hand, how do you not call out something that is repeating false Russian propaganda that has been brought down?
They used to arrest people for doing stuff like this. If they thought you were colluding with a Russian agent, if they thought you were putting out information or taking information and handing over to Russia, they used to actually investigate stuff like this. And I guess now, there seems to be no bars.
What are you two crazy bitches talking about? What are you talking about? You want to arrest people who are different than you politically? Tulsi Gabbard? She's a member of our military. She's a former congresswoman, a Democrat. You just don't like her, so you want to arrest her? You want to arrest Tucker Carlson, the very dapper Tucker Carlson. What are you saying? You guys are nuts. You're just nuts. I only agreed to do this show because I thought that Whoopi was sane. She was good. Sister Act 2. Anna's just nuts. I don't even know what she's doing here. The other one's a racist. There's the drunk one. What are we all doing here? You people are everything that you've come to hate. You know that? Why am I here? I need a haircut. That's better.
Pause it. It's the second or third time I've watched that, and I am so mystified by that. Let's just be clear here, and we're gonna take it back to the beginning because we're gonna let it run through the whole thing. But I just want to let me just address the technical things first, because this is the smallest thing in the world. When you do this type of thing, and we all have done this for decades, cut yourself into other shows, who are in this type of line of work, you want to actually like there's a when you're editing, you want to like you cut from
reaction shot of Whoopi.
Yeah, a reaction shot. You want to do that, and you also want to take some of the audio, they the room tone from the other one, so that matches, so it doesn't look like you're.
So you can't hear the cut as well as see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of thing that like back when I would do with 2 VCRs and cutting back and forth between 2 VCRs before we had digital, that it would sound like that. But then the other thing you want to do is have a joke. And if you're doing, I think he thinks this is satire. What is really confusing about this is that he's playing a drunk
conservative.
Well,
no, he's playing himself as a woman. This is a fantasy of if I could be a host on The View.
Yeah, I think that's right. I thought it was doing like a McCain impression, but he doesn't reference her.
And all of this is just stuff he already says.
But why would you do McCain impression with what she would say? Like, where is the joke? Like you said, it's like as if like he's not doing a comedy bit.
No.
He's doing a performance piece, which imagine if I were on The View and wearing a wig and wearing lipstick.
But then can tell
this
them,
is what it would be like.
But then can like deliver the message that I want to deliver.
Well, that's
anyway.
the thing. It's like that's it. It's like it's not like he's not playing a character. He's just the character is Dave Rubin, who has a slightly different voice and register, may be drunk, and as such is wearing a wig and red lipstick.
And it's amazing, as one commentator pointed out, to go through all that work of the lipstick and the wig and stuff, and not write a single joke other than like maybe the joke was you mentioned Sister Act,
right, and Sister Act too.
Sister Act was
and
actually
also
like, I mean, that was a sort of funny joke, I guess. I mean, well, relative to the other thing, like
it's a reference.
Like you're great.
It's not a joke. It's just I recognize this because Whoopi Goldberg's on there. But recognition is not a humor.
His character was saying you're great because of these movies, as opposed to you're great because you speak your mind on The View.
You're being generous.
So I'm not saying it's necessarily a funny joke, but it has a joke construction.
Right.
It's conceptual peekaboo. We've talked about this before with conservatives. Just mention something in pop culture, and that's a funny thing. Like if a priest does that at church, like, oh, you mentioned Lady Gaga. That's
right.
Let's play this because I want you to absorb the experience of watching this again. Now that you know it's coming and you're not shocked and you're able to sort of like, because the first time you watch it, you're like, when's it coming?
Yeah.
Where's the twist? What's the joke? And then you're just like, wait, what? Like, it's like you're taking a bus ride and there's no stop. It doesn't stop. And then all of a sudden just the bus explodes into flames.
It's called speed.
But then after experiencing it the second time, wait till you see how proud he is of himself afterwards. It's fascinating.
Handing over to Russia. They used to actually investigate stuff like this. And I guess now, there seems to be no bars.
What are you two crazy bitches talking about? What are you talking about? You want to arrest people who are different than you politically? Tulsi Gabbard? She's a member of our military. She's a former congresswoman, a Democrat. You just don't like her, so you want to arrest her? You want to arrest Tucker Carlson, the very dapper Tucker Carlson. What are you saying? You guys are nuts. You're just nuts. I only agreed to do this show because I thought that Whoopi was sane. She was good. Sister Act 2. Anna's just nuts. I don't even know what she's doing here. The other one's a racist, and there's the drunk one. What are we all doing here?
He's also pointing in the wrong directions relative to where he's looking on the set. But go ahead.
Come to hate. You know that? Why am I here?
Yeah.
I need a haircut.
Good question.
Okay, now watch this, folks.
Hello there. I'm Dave Rubin. This is the Rubin Report direct message on.
So impressed with myself. Keep going, please.
Hello there. I'm Dave Rubin. This is the Rubin Report direct message on today, March 15th, 2022. We are live streaming on Rumble, YouTube, and Blaze TV. Although after that, we may not be live streaming on YouTube much longer. Yes, that was incredible.
So edgy.
Unearthed, unedited.
Pause it for 1 second. Is he implying, does YouTube have some type of like QC thing where if something's like so like jaw-droppingly unfunny that it gets pulled down?
I thought maybe it was too close to Steven Crowder's intellectual property and that he was going to get a
copyright strike. Yeah, that's.
Do you think that's just like an elaborate way for him to just kind of shoehorn I think Tucker Carlson's hot thing into the video?
Have no idea.
Again, like the main joke seems to be like this is a way for him to launder his true feelings about like.
Yes, right. The point, like, if he was actually to do a parody of it, his female character would be ramping up the like, yeah, we should execute Tulsi Gabbard or something like that, right? Being a part of the liberal craziness of The View.
Yeah, throw her in Guantanamo. That should be
right.
It, yeah.
Instead, it's just him in a wig with lipstick. And by the way, Tucker Carlson looks great.
I think you're also forgetting the fact that he was also had a funny voice. The
wig down his forehead. But yeah, he thinks he crushed this.
Oh, he thinks he crushed it. He is like, I can't even believe how great that was.
Aren't we crazy?
Oh my God.
That was the cold open. That was the cold open to his show.
You bitches, sir. You've become everything you ever hated.
Like, wait, what? I don't even understand that in the context of like, even if it was like Dave Rubin came on there, it's like, no, they've always been like, what are you talking about?
All right, let's keep watching it because he's so excited about it.
2022. We are live streaming on Rumble, YouTube, and Blaze TV. Although after that, we may not be live streaming on YouTube much longer. Yes, that was incredible. Unearthed, unedited, secret footage from The View yesterday. That was guest host Darlene Rudin, who was laying down the truth with those lunatics. That's what we're doing around here. That's what we discuss doing around here at 8 a.m. in the morning. Don't ask how we got the wig. Michael had to go to Target, pick out a few blouses for me and the lipstick. Great choice in color, by the way, Michael. Really, you nailed it. I was very concerned because I've never put on lipstick before, believe it or not. And I was very worried that I wasn't going to be able to get it off for the show, but it all kind of worked out. I even managed to get a haircut this morning.
Okay. Darlene Rudin so it really is. It's like his alter ego.
Yeah, that's the point.
I want to see more from Darlene Rudin.
I do too. In fact, I'm going to make a maybe not so bold prediction that in 15 years, it's only Darlene Rudin.
Whoa.
Yes. That the Rubin Report has been, this is after he gets kicked off the Blaze when the audience
gets uncomfortable with that sort of thing.
Right. Like when he has to address the rollback on the right of gay people to marry. Mm-hmm. And Beck is like, Dave, you just got to take one for the team. What are the chances you guys can get divorced? And the whole thing falls apart. And then he's out there doing cabaret as Darlene Rudin. Bitches won't ever listen to me.
And in unrelated news, tomorrow, Samantha Sider will be opening the show.
That's right. Samantha Sider will be there, you bitches. And she's going to talk about how Social Security is easily solvent, you idiots.
You become everything you didn't want to be at TYT, Dave.
Postal banking.
That's right. Postal banking is it would be so much more efficient. It would also provide banking services to people who can't get it now. Oh, God, you...
The joke with me.
You're finally your true self.
Oh my God.
As soon as
I'm serious. If he continues this, if what is her name? Geraldine Rudin shows
Darlene
up.
Rudin.
Darlene Rudin.
Geraldine.
I may do an entire show as a parody of Darlene Rudin.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, that's a call to action.
Samantha Sider.
Folks, if you're on YouTube right now, go to that video. It's called Tulsi Gabbard Ruins Mitt Romney's Treason Accusations and say more Darlene Rudin.
More Darlene
Because
Rudin.
guys, the comments are kind of overlooking that skit a little bit. There's a
Yep.
few people who mentioned it, but most people are just saying, "Yeah, defend Tulsi," which I don't think she should be investigated for statements like that.
Yeah.
But yes, go say more Darlene Rudin, demand it, because if we don't get more Darlene Rudin, I'm worried that it's being canceled in-house and Glenn Beck's not
Yes.
supporting Dave Rubin's creativity.
There is no doubt in my mind that they're walking around there going, that was amazing. That was amazing. Honestly.
Glenn Beck's watched it like 8 times.
Dave, this is the type of thing you should be doing
He needs some
all
positive reinforcement.
the time.
He needs it.
And this is what we need. Everybody gather around. Let's hear it for Dave. Or Darlene, should we say? My God, my mind is so fucking blown by that. I can't even tell you. I cannot tell you. That is, oh God, if I could take that and put it in a frame.